display are something reminiscent of a Latin American police state.
The rule of law must prevail over the rule of the mob.
Yeah, Mr. Bennett, the protesters are back. What shall I do?
You keep them out is what you do. And for God's sake, don't lay hand on them.
Emma, are you okay? Yeah? Are you sure?
Stupid girl, you could have been killed. Hey, what's that?
Assessment reports, monthly arrest figures, recommendations from the CPS, a dozen or so incidents of burglary, continued detention, and you're putting in for a transfer to Edinburgh.
I might be.
Make up, Peter. You need a passport to get in there soon.
I've been thinking about a move. I was going to tell you.
When?
Well, there's never a good time.
Even the law's different up there.
I think I might need a change.
You look daft in a kill. How long you been planning this?
I haven't been planning, I've been thinking.
And you couldn't talk to me?
I didn't want you going on like a broken record.
Do what you want, Macduff. You don't know what you got till you lose it. Well, maybe you do. Oh, good morning to you, Wieldy. You the bearer of good tidings and all?
Someone's found a skeleton.
Not in their cupboard, I hope.
Here comes the greedy get himself. Come on, get in. Jeff's positive Bennett's got some deal with the council. He'll kill this town if we can't stop him. Don't, Emma. Don't what? All this fighting talk. Oh, come off it, ma'am. What? Strapping lass like me should be married off with Bairnsby now, is that it?
What are you doing?
I'm pulling over.
Everything all right, sir?
I was posted here.
In Thurksby.
Miners strike at 84.
Bad times, sir.
Bad times. Wigan won the Challenge Cup. West Indies thrashed us at cricket. I've got a sister lives here. Not exactly been on speaking terms since.
A miner's wife.
Died of the woolies, are Harriet. I'm persona non grata. And that's just with my own kith and kin.
Old pill, then.
Dragging history with us. Coppers aren't liked in Thurksby. Back then they were bringing police in from all over. City blokes. Never even seen a miner, let alone a headstock.
A what? It's the building on top of the shaft that lets you raise and lower the pit cage. Live and learn.
Anything found on the body?
No, sir.
How long's it been here?
Forensics took a guess at roughly 20 years.
Winding gauge still here. They say the paddy tray's been sold to some museum for kids to ride on.
You remember it, sir?
Oh, it's ex-wheelie. Like the glass partition and a snug. What are you thinking of here then?
High-tech industry park eventually.
Needs must, I suppose. In there, is it?
Sir.
Peter told you about his transfer to Scotland.
Scotland? I haven't even applied yet. I'm just thinking about it.
So, what got you worked up then?
No.
Jen said you had a coffin fit. Now we're worried.
And that's your lookout.
By the time you pack them in and all.
I'm dying, aren't I? These make no difference.
Yeah, right. I'll pop my head in later. Better check on Emma before I'm back to work.
Stop wasting your time with that Sheila Harvey's daughter.
Aye, right, not
Get
that
yourself
bad,
a
eh?
decent lass.
Best make a start, then. Let's go that someone to get an incident room set up.
I will do that. You go back with the rag and bone men, see what they come up with.
Why me?
There'll be some serious digging to be done in the archives on this one.
Why me, sir?
You'll be in an off cover. You'll get out from anyone round here. Me and Wheelie will grab the nettle with the locals. You got on, bloke? Oh, and send our Ivor out here. Might need a woman's touch. And when you get an idea on Skeleton Man, open this. Not before mine.
Anything else?
Yeah, everything in the files on the strikes, 84 to 85.
Well, what's that got to do with it?
Just about everything is my guess.
It must have been horrible then. Weren't much to look at, really. Just bones. Still have bits of clothing on it, though.
Now, are you sure you don't mind doing an interview? I can guarantee you the front page.
What better subversion the Courier was back then? You know, we're as much trouble with the press as we do with the miners some days. It's a bloody big building for a little paper, isn't it?
Oh, they print lots of different papers there, sir.
Can I help you?
Well, if you've something to do with the paper, you can.
I'm the editor, Susan Murray.
Oh. Detective Superintendent DL, this is Sergeant Wheel. And who might you be?
Emma Harvey.
If you're Ron Harvey's girl, I know your folks. Fine woman, your mother. We may want to make use of your archives as part of our inquiry, if you've no objection.
Why should she help the police?
Hang about, love. I'm not Genghis Khan come to pillage the village. I'm investigating a dead body.
You should be investigating why the council have ignored the people of this town and sold out to some foreign weapons manufacturer. Why don't you ask Tom Bennett? He's doing the dirty work for him.
I'm not here to right the world's wrongs either, love. And the only Tom Bennett I ever knew was a decent man.
I'm happy to cooperate, Superintendent, as long as it doesn't interfere with me getting my paper out.
You're not from round here, are you?
Why'd you say that?
You're too polite to a police officer. Wildy, go and rattle Tom Bennett's cage. Get a set of the plans for that site. We'll need them anyhow to pinpoint where the body was found. I'm going to talk to my sister. I'll see you later.
You could have phoned.
Well, it's been a while, Harriet.
It's 7 years. It's Reggie's funeral.
That long, is it?
Well, you look all right.
Oh, fit as a fiddle, me. This place looks nice. Neat and tidy. Mind you, when wasn't it? I'm still struggling with my socks drawer.
Andrew, why are you here?
They found someone's remains at the old mine. Oh. Well, I could hardly come to Thirksby and not call on my own sister.
You can have a cup of tea then before you go.
I'm wading through files, Wildy. What's the fat man up to?
He's at his sister's. His sister? Yeah. Well, he says best get the gear for the interview room organised and on its way, sir. We're in the old shower block at the mine. It's a bit of a mess, but it'll do.
Right.
Hello, Andy.
Sheila. Years have been kind to you. Hey, I met young Emma at the courier offices. She's a chip off a man's block.
Oh, she goes her own way these days.
What do you reckon to the skeleton they found?
Some poor soul from the old days, I should imagine.
How's Ron?
All right, as far as I know. We don't see that much of each other these days. Been separated nearly 10 years now.
All right. Why is that then?
Ron had some problems after the strike. Drinking and all that.
Sorry to hear that, Sheila. Hey, I hear Stan Pally was permanently paralysed in the end. How's he getting on?
How would I know, Andy? We don't have a lot to say to each other these days.
All right. You was thick as thieves back then, all of you.
Strikes changed a lot of things.
Tom Bennett's landed on his feet, though, hasn't he?
I'd best be getting on, Andy.
Yeah. Sorry to keep you, Sheila. Bye. Bye, love.
What do you want?
You heard what's happened? Andy Dalziel's back.
Means note to me.
Don't come it. A lot could be raked up, Stan.
Don't know what you're on about.
I'm talking about what you've been living off this past 15 years. I'll not lie for you. Not if it comes to the crunch.
Have you heard?
Them's all right.
I know. I saw Andy DL, Ron.
Well, it would have to be him, I suppose, wouldn't it?
I found some of the senior officers' reports from 1984. Others are missing. Well, if they're not here, I dare say they're archived at another division. No, I've been phoning around. I mean, this is a bump. The filing was all on cards in them days, sir. Well, that may be, but they're all supposed to report their observations for collation and assessment.
Supposed to is one thing. What they do is another. Dodgy times, sir. No one came out of that lot smelling of roses, did they?
It's just the bit where the local sheriff comes into the saloon and there's a deathly hush from the desperados. Give us a pint of beer, please, and I'll have one of them cheese and pickle baps. Well, don't let the grass grow under your feet, landlord. Thirsty business, this, finding someone's bits and pieces.
Hard to enjoy a pint when you're in a place you're not welcome.
All right. I can enjoy a pint anyway, mate. I've even supped with my chief constable.
This is a no-go area for people like you.
People like me? I was here before you, pal. See, that's me up there. 1980-84, Thurksby Rugby Club. Grand Slam winners we were.
Pull the other one, you fat old sod.
Too true. But I wasn't there when I played second row. Oh, sorry, is that your fault? Well, kiss it better and stick it in your gob with the other one, eh? Still light on my feet. You know why them trophies are up there? Because your clubhouse burnt down during the strike. You know why it burnt down? Because the strike leaders used it as headquarters. And you know who burned it down? Coppers. Not from round here, though. Not local coppers.
You're moving now. Still staring at me.
Tom. Why, you know me. It's the only excitement I get nowadays.
Go on then. Give him his pint.
So, were you up there when they found the bones?
Aye.
I don't suppose you could point a finger at who they might belong to.
That's something.
It's hardly Neanderthal, man. He's been on the ground between 15 and 20 years. 30-year-old male, 5'11". Third ontology tells us he was a smoker. Various amalgam. Nothing of interest there for you.
Cause of death?
Fatal blow to the back of the head with a heavy blunt instrument. Crashed his skull. Weapon could have been anything. Cold chisel, crowbar, truncheon.
Any chance of an ID?
Thanks to the teeth and a fingerprint we were able to lift from remaining skin tissue, yes. His name's George Briley.
He had form then.
No. Actually, it's one of yours.
Had your sergeant round for the plans.
Was keen to find out exactly where our mystery man was buried.
It was an exploratory shaft. Never went very deep. We were just digging it out.
Do you know when it was capped? Was it before or after the strike?
After the rain.
How's the family?
No complaints.
You built yourself up a decent business from what I hear.
Well, I've been lucky.
Oh, excuse me. Yes, Peter.
You alright?
Uh-huh.
Where are you?
I'm in the Drewthorpe Inn.
I'll meet you there then.
Yeah. See you in about 5 minutes. Tom Bennett, Dalziel Pascoe, shining like the mid-Yorkshire force. Well, what you got for me?
We've ID'd the body, sir.
Well, go on then. Who was it?
Who you thought? George Briley. And he'd been murdered.
Right, children. Gather round, relax, take a pew. It's time for your story. Once upon a time, there was a very bad policeman called George Briley. He was working undercover to break the strike. He was also bent. Only we didn't know that at the time. He got in tight with the strike leaders, Harvey, Bennett, Parry, posing as an organiser from Leeds. The tide turned on the strike. We made loads of arrests. The money was running out. Families were starting to go hungry. Then the strike leaders heard they got the golden goose. $250,000 in cash donated by some Cuban revolutionary fund or something. Stan Parry went off to Leeds and got back to the strike office with a sack full of notes.
Where was the strike office?
The old village hall. Unfortunately, Ron Harvey, who was guarding the money, had an unwelcome visitor. His wife Sheila turned up with his late night tea and sarnies and found him bleeding on the floor. The money had gone. Next day, no one's seen George Briley. We went to his digs. He'd packed up and offed. And we found his motor abandoned on the coast.
He was definitely murdered, was he? Blow to the head with something heavy and blunt.
Pick handle.
Or a truncheon.
So, if Briley never left Thurksby, who murdered him? And who profited by it?
Who knew about the money coming in?
Officially only the gang of three. Harvey, Bennett and Parry. But they were never going to keep quiet about it. Half the village knew by the time it arrived.
So, find out what happened to the money, find the killer.
Get us authorisation for some financial checks on the three of them, will you, Wildy? And have we checked the shaft lower down below where the body was found?
You'd need a special recovery team, sir. Our lot isn't authorised.
Well, let's have them in. Take a look at it. Can't do much more around here, Wildy. You might as well get yourself a phone.
You're not coming back, sir?
Nah. Thought I might stick around and disturb the natives. Peter can bring me out some clean clothes tomorrow, can't he, Peter? No photos of the bad old days, then?
I never had a camera.
Sheila tells me you don't see much of Bennett and Harvey. I always thought folk round here stayed close to those they shared hardship with.
I'm fine enough as I am.
We all need someone to depend on, Stan.
Couldn't depend on no one back then, that's a fact. Sebden Council near went bust by its strikers. Cost them $2 million giving lads. Section 4 payments. Floppy, Walsher Bridge, nout. Same here, the bastards.
Power stations were stocked up with fuel. That got the country through the winter. You know, it was George Briley they dug up.
As if I'm interested.
Because all that money should have gone to the families.
I were down at Long Edge Colliery.
Not till strike was broken here, though. Eh? Do you ever get compensation? You go under the wheels of a police van, you do something.
I had a bit of them. Got a few bob, have you? No. You'll give it to me, some do-gooder will have it off me. Celtic Knot, 330 Exeter, to win.
Could be gas down there, so it might take a while.
Okay, thanks.
Your daughter's coming up. She don't like me doing this in the caravan. I met your Emma this morning. She's a flag waver if ever I saw one. Her heart's in the right place. And she sticks up for what she believes in. I've seen this thing before. You used it for flying pickets. That's it. One day you painted it black, the next red. Couldn't keep tabs on you. George Briley, is it? Bush Telegraph round here makes email look like a cleft stick. Who had cold blood in the veins, Ron? Eh? Enough to murder Briley and get away with all that cash. Even a bank copper. He must have had mates.
Hello?
Is that D.I. Pascoe?
Yeah, speaking.
It's DCI Choker. I want you to come and see me tonight.
Do you mean now, sir?
Yes, it's very important. I'll see you at the Marine Centre as soon as possible.
Yeah, all right. I'll be about half an hour.
See you inside, and over late.
Well, I don't think it's right you stay here, Andrew.
Can't we put the past behind us?
After what you did.
I did my job.
Your job? You betrayed my husband. You had him arrested.
He was going to get his head broken. I saved him from that.
He went to prison because of you.
It was only for a couple of weeks.
He never got over it, Andrew. Never. You and your kind. You destroyed everything. You were cruel, vindictive, and dishonest.
I don't want this rift between us, Harriet. I've never wanted it.
I went to do my shopping one day, and one of your lot was using a megaphone. He said, if the picket line didn't stop throwing stones, he'd send the mounted police in. There wasn't a stone in sight. But he sent his men in anyway. Horses and battens. He just wanted to be on record as having warned them.
How's that my fault?
So after that, I used to put broken rubble under the food in the baskets for the picket line. I threw rocks at the police.
You?
You chose the side you wanted. I don't want you under my roof.
Oh, give over with the sackcloth and ashes, will you? I'll show you plenty of victims of social problems. Thirksby doesn't have a monopoly on injustice, you know. It's just the people around here want to keep their wounds open. And what sort of way was that for a man to earn a living? Eh? Crawling on his hands and knees, a mile and a half underground, in the dark.
Hello, Harriet.
Susan,
Just came by to let you know I'll pick you up at 10 tomorrow for your checkup.
come in.
Oh, Superintendent. Oh, I'm sorry, Harriet. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're not. My brother's just leaving.
Your brother?
Didn't know you knew each other.
Oh, everyone knows everyone around here, Superintendent.
Yeah, I remember.
Andrew's looking for a place to stay tonight.
Oh, what about the pub? They did B&B.
No, he says they're full up. And I don't have the room.
Right, well, I've got a spare room. Maybe I can help.
D.I. Pascoe. DCI Chalker. Sorry to bring you out on a bad night. Odd place to meet, sir. Humour me. The Briley case. A lot of sensitive issues there, past and present.
He was a bent officer who stole a lot of strikers' money. Very sensitive, I'd say.
I've got something I think will be of help to your inquiry.
What is it?
Info relating to an informant. It wasn't found for a couple of years until the main inquiry had closed down. But it does indicate that Briley wasn't operating alone in Thirksby. He was paying someone.
Who?
A minor. Somebody close to him. Only Briley knew who. Codename was Dante. I think it's entirely possible that he stole the Strikers Fund, if Briley didn't.
Why aren't you telling all this to me, boss?
I'm getting to that. I think it's best if you present that to Mr. DL as something you've turned up yourself. Best not mention our agency.
Why? I don't understand.
Well, let's just say that we think this lead may solve your case for you. And because of the nature of past events in Thirksby, Mr. DL may be inclined to take a contrary view if he finds out who sent him.
Look, is this an official approach?
It's not so much
sir?
official, D.I. Pascoe, as political. As things are these days. We just thought that you might appreciate that. But, well, obviously that's up to you. Who's we, sir? Goodbye.
comes through here, and there's a shower next door, if that's all right.
Oh. It's perfect for me. It's hard. Thanks. You'll have to let me pay you.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about it. Harriet's a friend. I'm happy to do her a favour.
Let me help you.
Oh, it's all right.
Oh, well, try me. Young bloke who shares my house thinks I'm the most domesticated male he's seen.
Dad, tea's ready. My evening class is cancelled Thursday, so I can come over and do your tea.
Oh, if you like.
I met that Andy Dalziel, a copy. He did ever so well today, Dad. Oh, you should have seen Tom Bennett's face. Now we'll have to stop and do nothing while I find out what happened to that fella. Did you know him? Riley. They reckon he were murdered, you know.
I don't want to talk about it, okay? What's past is past.
Oh, okay.
That was really nice.
That's the very least I could do. And it was my pleasure. So, how long have you been in Thirkby?
Nearly 10 years. Since my disaster of a marriage fell apart. They're good people round here. They're straightforward. I like them a lot.
So did I once.
How did you end up here?
Oh, Harriet married Reg. And she was always going on about the family sticking close. Posting came up, so I applied. Didn't work out anyway.
Because of the miners.
This was always a so-so pub in my day.
Well, most of the villages round here that weren't involved in mining have reinvented themselves, Superintendent.
Look, I know I'm only Roger the Lodger for a couple of nights, but you think you could stretch yourself to calling me Andy and drop the superintendent?
If you don't like it. I think it's quite sexy.
Hello?
Peter?
Oh, hi, Chris. Thanks for calling me back.
What can I do for you?
I need some background on a DCI chalker. It says he's National Crime Squad.
Oh, yeah?
Any chance you could help?
If I can.
Who did the skeleton turn out to be?
1950s hide and seek champion.
Where did you get all this stuff?
So much time spent with coppers in pubs.
Oh, it's been really good to go out, Andy. I've done nothing but work for years, really. I'm not used to having a good time these days.
Me neither. Must be something to do with the company.
You'll be all right.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Good.
We're working our way down now. No sign of any effects so far. There's a lot of trash from wherever. Hang on. Looks like there's an object. Pretty bulky. Yeah, I think it's some kind of case.
Yo. What? Ivor. I can't hear you.
How about now?
That's better.
We found something interesting down at the mine, sir.
Right. I'll be there.
Everything all right?
I didn't mean to disturb you. Something's come up.
I'll put a flask of cocoa and some scotch out for you.
I might be a while.
Put it out anyway.
Thanks. Cold enough for you, Bella?
Find the suitcase, sir.
Any cash in it?
No, we did get these, though.
Detective Inspector Pascoe, I was told Superintendent Dalziel was here.
He's gone out. He wasn't sure when he was coming back.
I can't raise him on his cell phone.
Oh, yeah, there are loads of blind spots around here. Why don't you come in and wait? It's bitter out there.
Thanks.
A glass of wine, Inspector Pascoe.
Very nice, thanks.
Or shall I turn this down?
Oh, no.
You like jazz?
Me boss does. I'm still learning to appreciate it.
Oh, I'm Susan, by the way.
I'm Peter.
Peter. Well, make yourself at home.
Cheers.
Not my cocoa being drunk.
I'll make some fresh for you, Andy.
What are you doing here?
I found a couple of things in the files.
Such as?
You said no one knew Briley was bent at the time.
So?
I came across a record of an investigation you were involved in at the height of the strike. Stan Parry alleged that someone was siphoning strike funds. Briley was mentioned by him in the notes as being a possible suspect, but no action was taken.
We had no evidence.
You didn't even question him.
That's my right as investigating officer, Peter. Do I have to explain my every decision to you? What else?
It looks like Briley wasn't acting alone. He had an informant amongst the miners in Thurgsby.
Hey? Where'd you get that from?
I found a docket. The informant was being paid small sums of money throughout the last 3 months of the strike. Code name was Dante.
No point checking the electoral register then. Oh. Thank you.
I really must get some sleep.
Yeah, sorry, Susan.
Who's just leaving?
It'll be breakfast time in a couple of hours, Andy, and Peter's asked if he can go through the archives at the Courier tomorrow, so if he's happy on the couch, he's no bother to me. I'll get a blanket.
Am I intruding?
Yes. You brought me some clean kit, I hope.
In the car. Oh, what your last slave died of.
Sticking his nose in where it doesn't belong.
I don't know what's wrong with me, Dad. Chancellor hasn't said anything since yesterday.
He's a bitter old man, Jeff.
He hasn't had it easy. Not like Bennett and the others. He'd give his life to those strikes.
I know, I'm sorry, I didn't mean out by it. I'll jump out here. I'm opening none at the club. See you tonight, eh?
Hi.
So what were you lot doing while Michelangelo was at work out here?
I didn't hear a thing, sir.
You'll hear the ACC's voice when she reads my report. Go on up it.
Bit of a likeness there, sir.
Yeah, I thought so too, Wieldy. Almost Churchillian. Okay, Ivor?
Morning, sir.
Right, let's get on with it. I want you to get back to the archives as soon as you can. There'll be an intelligence officer's report on our Dante tucked away somewhere.
Not that I can find.
Then keep at it.
What's going on, Andy? I feel like I'm being squeezed out. Is there something you're not letting on?
Like what?
You tell me.
Look, if there's anything relevant to this case, you'll know about it. Okay?
Come here.
I have to talk to you, Sheila.
Why?
Can I come in?
No, not here. I'll meet you later if you like. Tonight.
Where?
Thatchley Woods. 7 o'clock.
Aye. All right. I'll see you there. This is it. The old village hall.
Are we looking for anything in particular?
5 bullets in a gun. One's missing. Reasonable chance it was discharged in here.
Hardly a secure HQ.
Well, they never had much choice after the clubhouse was burned down.
What was the money kept in?
Old safe for the key lock. In the office over there. Ron Harvey had it on him.
Not very bright, keeping the key where the safe is.
They were miners, not bank managers.
These are all 1984, month by month, text and photo archives. So you just type in the file name or a keyword, and it'll find whatever there is.
Great. Thanks, Susan.
No problem. I'll leave you to it. Coffee in half an hour.
Ivor, bring your young eyes over here. Tell me what this is.
I'd say it's a hole, sir.
What sort of hole?
A bullet hole.
You're quick. That's what I like about you.
We didn't find a bullet before.
No one was looking for one before. Get forensics here. See if they can dig it out. Let's try and get a match with Bradley's gun. I need to talk to Harvey's again.
Right.
Any progress, Wildy?
Yes and no, sir. I've only got the records for Harvey and Parry so far. No evidence to suggest any large sums of cash received. But I found something on Parry that you might be interested in.
What do you want now? Bit of a chat is all, Stan. Hey, don't play at being pals with me, DL. Just get on and ask your questions. Oh, that horse came in at 3 to 1, by the way. I read the paper. I don't need your pity nor your charity. I was thinking back. You were the hero in them days, eh, Stan? People looked up to you, the way you carried on. Even after your missus fell ill with a cancer. What's your point? But you're always in debt. Even when you had a regular pay packet. Couldn't resist them GGs, could you? Your wife couldn't work. So, I thought, you might be the one who nicked the strike fund, if Bradley didn't. I never touched a penny of that money. No, and you never put in for police compensation either, did you? Of course I did. You got paid off by the scabs for services rendered. That's a lie. UDM had you on the payroll before the strike ended, organising scab crews. Shut it, will ya? You knew what had happened once the strike ended. You're a strat. A call to the UDM would be the answer, as long as you operated at another colliery. Did Bradley know about you, Stan? He had the intelligence resources. He had a strong motive to get rid of him. I never touched the man, and I never had a penny of that money. Tom Bennett tell you this.
What's going on here?
Best you talk to your dad, Jeff. Hey! Why don't you go and ask Tom Bennett where he got his money? Or better yet, ask that lying tart of his.
Dad?
Leave it, Jeff.
No, I won't leave it. I want to know what's going on.
Fine garden, Rob. What you sowing?
Early carrots and calabrese.
Brings back memories. Used to do my backing, working on my dad's quarter acre doing this.
What are you after, Andy?
Found a bullet in the village hall. And a suitcase with a gun in that shaft. You never mentioned a gun in your statement.
Never knew he had one.
You no memory of one going off that night?
I don't remember much of what happened back then. I drank myself into a stupor for nigh on 5 years. They had to put me back together bit by bit. Anyway, that's all in the past now.
I'm on your side, Ron. I'd rather be away from here pronto and let Tom Bennett get on and build his high-tech office block over the whole business.
I must get on.
Aye. All right.
I've got a bit of a tickle on Bennett, sir.
Ever dependable, our Willie. Go on, far away.
Well, in June 1988, Bennett opened a new business account, EJM Construction Limited, with a cheque for £80,000.
Who's the cheque from?
The bank had no details other than the name on the cheque, saying Anselm Foundation and Trusts for Minors. But one of the two signatures on it was Sheila Harvey's, sir. I can check it out.
Yeah, do that, Willie. Anyone heard from Peter this morning?
No, sir.
He's a moody bugger these days. Up and down like a bride's nightie. You better watch the wind doesn't change, Ivor. He'll stick like that. Have you matched up that bullet?
It was definitely shot from Briley's gun.
Perhaps Briley had an accomplice. The informant. They fought over the money, gun goes off, Briley dies. Accomplice dumps him in the shaft, drives his car to the coast.
What's he going to do then? Spot a hitchhiker with 250 grand in his knapsack.
Maybe he had his own transport.
What'd you get from Susan?
I got some photos of the night of the robbery, maybe of use. Can I have a word about something else?
Well, then one if you like. I'm a generous man.
Outside.
Here'll do. Well, am I supposed to use ESP or what? Or are you going to experiment with actual words?
I wondered why you hadn't mentioned... I found an article in the Courier. It said you faced a discipline board during the strikes.
Irrelevant to our investigation. Load of malicious crap anyway.
A few miners had their heads smashed in by officers under your command, as I understand it.
But I wasn't there at the time, was I? As was fully established at my board. Have they changed the law and I don't know about it? Am I on trial again or what? Look, I get enough stick from the locals, Peter. I don't need you squaring up to me at all. I'm off to see Tom Bennett. Don't start a conspiracy theory without me.
Back again.
Fancy house?
Thinking of moving up market?
Not on my wages. As I understand it, you're in receipt of a good bit of cash to get your business going.
It was charity money. Started up after the strikes. They give out cash to ex-miners to start up new businesses.
Aye. A lot of money, 80 grand.
Well, like I said, I was lucky.
Sheila Harvey worked for this charity?
Aye, she did. Why?
No particular reason.
We're all up aboard, deal.
Never said any different, Tom. By the way, hear about Stan Parry?
Aye, I knew. Not at the time, mind. Met a bloke years after he'd been a member of the UDM. Poor pathetic sod.
Bit of pill for you and Harvey to swallow. With the strike broken and all.
Wasn't the first. Or last.
No, I imagine not. Just Parry a friend of yours, is he?
Not one of yours, by the looks of it.
Hello, hello.
Andy, you nearly made me jump out my skin.
Sorry, Sheila. Afternoon, Emma. I've just seen your Jeff at Tom Bennett's.
What's he doing there? He's supposed to be at work.
Mind if I come in?
Suit yourself. The office is back there.
I'll just put these away.
All right, love. Is it okay for smoke?
Yes.
Very impressive. How many did you employ then?
4 or 5, part-time.
I was talking to Tom Bennett about that money he got. You signed the cheque for him. From the charity.
Aye. I used to do a lot of fundraising for the foundation at one time.
Very commendable.
Kept me busy. Things were bad between me and Ron at the time. Tom Bennett got that money fair and square, Andy. There was a committee decided.
Was it still going, the charity?
No, closed down a couple of years back. They'd done their job. The miners were well forgotten by then. Ask Susan Murray if you don't believe me. She was the treasurer for the last 3 years.
Won't be necessary. I just needed to know that Tom came by the cash, honestly.
I've got to go, Mum. Something's come up. Okay, love.
I'll be off as well, Sheila. Bye, love. Got my ciggies. Ta-ra, love.
Bye.
I was doing nothing!
Jeff, what are you doing? What the hell's going on?
He's got to come with us for now, Emma.
Oh, just give us a minute, eh, Barry? Well, look at him. He's not going anywhere. Well,
You don't want to know, Emma.
you've been arrested, you silly bugger. Now, what's going on?
Haven't you heard? Everyone else seems to have.
Jeff, for Pete's sake.
Me dad was a bloody scab! Not a hero during the strike, a filthy scab. All those years putting up with him after my mum died, thinking he deserved to be looked after.
Who's told you this?
I caught Dalziel round at me dad's. Bennett gave him chapter and verse.
Jeff, I'm so sorry.
But you see, that's not all, Em.
What do you mean?
Everyone had their secrets.
What secrets? Who did?
Bennett,
Well, what about Bennett?
he and your mum were at it. Still are, far as I know. Why do you think your folks split and your dad nearly died of drink? Tom Bennett. That's why.
Yo,
Thought I'd better let you know Jeff's been arrested.
Jeff Ferry.
Yeah, same.
What's he done?
He was causing a disturbance in the pub. Out on bail now, though.
Ah, okay. Well, thanks for letting me know.
That's fine, Paul. Needs a stronger headline, but otherwise it's a good effort.
Hi. Am I disturbing you?
No, we're just finishing up here. What are you up to?
Looking for a shoulder to cry on.
Do you fancy taking me for a drink and telling me all about it?
Thought you'd never ask.
Hi, thanks for coming. How's it going? Any progress with the case?
Not much. The bullet matches the gun we found. Pretty much everyone in Thirksby's got something to hide, so it seems. What does mean exactly?
The reason I called you, there's been some other stuff come up to do with the boss and the Briley business.
What stuff?
Well, I'm trying to get hold of the RCS officers who served with Briley during the strike. See if they knew anything that wasn't on the file. But they're all gone. Out of the job.
Most of them must be getting close to retirement age.
Yeah, they didn't retire, though. They resigned. Between October 85 and June 86. Every single one of them.
What's that got to do with the boss?
Not sure. We've got a mate in Human Resources to check his file. Apparently he was away on extended sick leave for exactly the same period. And when he came back, he joined the RCS straight from Divisional CID as a detective inspector. No board, no waiting, just straight in.
Why don't you ask him about it?
It's been suggested to me discreetly that he might not want to open up about what went on back then.
By who?
I'm still trying to find that out.
You have 1
Message. Message 1.
Hi, Peter, it's Chris. I think I found out who your friend Choker is. Give me a ring. Bye.
End of messages.
Most of the time I love this job. But now,
It must be lonely being a policeman.
oh, chance to be a fine thing. Young Peter Piper on my feet all day long. He's living at my house for the time being.
Now you're avoiding the issue.
Yeah, I've been lonely.
I know. Been there, done that. So why is Peter living at yours?
Ah, his wife's died off to America. Took the kiddie. Well, he has his moments.
I read an article the other day. Couples in conflict. Seems to be the 21st century disease.
Not about that. Where I lived as a kiddie, Friday nights, after the men got paid, they filled themselves up with ale, went home to their wives. You'd hear the beatings going on up and down the street.
I think you need some serious cheering up.
Yeah, well, I think you've been managing that well enough as it is, Susan.
I've got some wine at home. Something in the freezer I could warm up. Why don't we drink up, go home and get cosy? Drive away the devils.
Right. I'm ready, Lee.
Thought you weren't coming.
I had that club to finish cleaning. Took longer than I thought. I don't understand what there is to speak about.
Aye. Well, I've spent more than 17 years keeping quiet. Haven't I?
Why am I here, Tom?
You know why.
I don't.
There's things I need to know.
What's about?
I've had your Emma up at work, ranting and raving, accusing me of destroying your marriage, amongst other things.
I didn't tell her that. That would be Stan with his poison. I tried to explain to her.
Aye, fine. Well, there's something you need to explain to me and all. DL's been asking about the money.
You got that money fair and square from the trust.
I'm talking about the strike fund, Sheila.
You all right now?
Aye, right, Ron.
Do it for me. Stay away from Bennett, all right?
He deserves to pay for all he's done. To you and all.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah, you too, Dad. I don't know how Mum could have done that to you.
Don't blame me, Mum.
I love you, Dad. You know that, don't you?
Aye. Go on now. Jeff and catch his death waiting.
Night. See you tomorrow.
Right.
Okay, right. We ready? Who's got what? Bills. Freaking nice. She's so nice, one. Sweet. Right. Let's find ourselves a nice little spot and get out.
I haven't played this game in ages.
Don't fret. I've read the instructions.
Indeed.
I know. We'll not rush anything.
Isn't it your phone?
No, Andrew.
I need to answer it.
Yeah. This better be good either. Or very bad. One or the other.
Sorry to disturb you, sir. It is very serious. There's been a new development.
541 to Sergeant Hayes. The body is going out now. Understood, we'll be needing you to secure the scene until the superintendent DL is satisfied. How many more officers do you need down there? I'll talk to the zoo person in the area.
Sure it's Tom Bennett?
Yeah,
Murder on this, that.
he's got a knife wound to the side of the chest.
Go on.
Bunch of kids. They were larking about. One of them fell over the body. Ice kites on E, all four of them.
Have a word with him anyway, Peter. What about his wife? Does she know?
Someone's going to see her now.
Local patrols just found Bennett's Land Rover, sir, in the Woods car park, quarter of a mile that way.
Nice reassuring brew.
Tom.
You were lovers, weren't you, Sheila? I saw you with him once during the strikes. Right near Thatchley, what as it happens. It wasn't hard to spot there was something going on between you.
Please, Auntie. Yes, we were lovers. Till after the strike, I finished it.
Did you meet him last night?
No. I mean, yes. I came to the club. I was cleaning. In the afternoon, I told him I'd see him at the woods at 7.
Go on.
When I got there, he said Emma had been up at the side, going mad at him. And Em's convinced Tom told you and the rest of the world about Stan and all.
Did Ron know about you and Tom?
Not at the time. I didn't have the guts. I finally told him after we'd separated. After it was over anyway.
Who'd want him dead, Sheila? You?
No,
Emma? Jeff?
they're not murderers, Andy.
Would you know one if you saw one, love?
Have you heard from your friend yet about this choker bloke?
He works for someone called Wheeler. Chief Superintendent Wheeler.
Who's he?
Well, in 1984, he was running the regional crime squad.
What's the matter? My fly's undone or something. Speak up.
I think we've picked up something from those photos we got from the courier, Andy.
Go on then.
We've been checking witness statements against these shots taken by the paper's photographer. When there was trouble on the picket line that night.
Ah, I was there. Remember?
First anomaly. Sheila Harvey told police she left the women's meeting, went home to collect Ron's tea, and then went straight on to the village hall, where she found him unconscious.
The log recorded a 999 call just before midnight. But this picture shows one of the 4 women she was at that meeting with back on the picket line by 10:15.
Well, the thing I noticed. There's a whole series of photos here taken during that night. Tom Bennett claimed he'd been on the picket line all the while. But there's 2 photos here that he's not in.
Between 10:30 and 11:30.
I'm surprised no one picked this up at the time.
We weren't hunting for a killer, Peter. We weren't even looking for a robber. We believed Briley had away with the money and disappeared. The investigation was closed. I was reassigned. That was that. What's up now?
I noticed somewhere it said you went on sick leave for nearly a year.
Somewhere? Where's somewhere? You've been sniffing in my files.
I've been doing as ordered, Andy, checking the archives. Only your name keeps on popping up where it shouldn't.
You know what you are, Peter? A snotty, moralising little ass. Could you have spoken to me straight off? Instead of sneaking round behind me back, stirring it? What's the theory then, eh? Well, come on then. Let's hear it.
Contrary to what you told us, you knew Briley was bent, but you did nothing about it. Briley's team was forced to resign after he disappeared to hush it all up. You were implicated because of what you knew or what you failed to report, but because of some influence or scam or some mate at the top, you kept your job.
Investigate what you like. I'm going to find out where Jeff Paddy was last night.
Shouldn't be here.
Tell me you had nothing to do with Tom Bennett's death.
What? Of course not.
I'm serious. I woke up, I heard the car go. You spent the whole of last night talking about getting revenge. Now, where were you?
I couldn't sleep, is all. I went for a drive to clear my head. Never even saw Bennett.
Is that the honest to God truth?
This is Andy. I can kill two birds.
Can't you leave us alone? You've done enough harm round here.
Policeman's lot, love. Is that the truth, Jeff? You went for a drive? Up over Thurley Way. Anyone vouch for that? No.
Is Jeff Parry our murderer, sir?
Him and Harvey asked him the same question. He admitted he'd gone out for a bit in the night to clear his head.
What time?
After midnight.
Bennett was dead by then.
Yeah, it was him or Jeff. I reckon they'd feel fairer and smell fouler. We're still looking for a motive, aren't we?
Ron Harvey had plenty of reason to hate Bennett.
Why kill him now, though? Sheila told me he'd known about her and Bennett for years.
Maybe she was lying, Andy.
Ron? Ron? Are you in there? I know where he'll be. Ron?
He left a suicide note.
Ah. What's it say?
He killed George Briley and Tom Bennett. Says he was working with Briley during the strikes and Tom Bennett found that out.
It's a lie.
Really?
Where's my dad? I want to see him.
You can't see him now, though.
You have ruined all our lives. Do you know that? I blame you for all of this. Come on, you touch me, man.
This piece of paper and the moral majority come to take me away.
Forensics have established the knife we took from Harvey's van most likely caused Bennett's wound.
And the suicide note's kosher. Harvey's handwriting. No indication he was under duress when he wrote it.
Is this an official gathering?
No, love. We're not stopping neither. I'll kill you if I need you. Shall we? Sorry about the funny atmosphere back there. Sheila said that you were the treasurer of the Miners' Charity before it closed down.
Yeah, it was.
So you'd have the financial records.
I've got a copy on disc at home.
Do you mind if I have a look at them?
Sure.
Oh, good. Is this 1984?
Yep. I don't remember seeing any record of any very large donations. Not £250,000 anyway. No, there's nothing for 84 or 85 of that size or anything like it.
Could have been split up, given over a period.
It won't be easy to find then.
You don't remember anyone in particular? A regular? Maybe an anonymous donor?
There was... Oh no, Sheila's friend.
What friend?
We used to call him her friend. He donated anonymously for years, always directly through her.
She said that about who he was?
She said they only met once. She told everyone she thought he was a Tory politician who didn't agree with his government's stand on the miners.
Can you single out any of his donations, see if they add up?
Just give me a sec, yeah.
Just about here, love, okay?
I knew you'd come. I never knew anything about what Ron was up to with Brearley until that night. I went to the picket line early in the evening, then I went to my women's meeting. Then I went back to mine to meet Tom. I knew Ron would be at the hall. We loved each other, Andy. Tom asked me to leave Ron, take Emma, go with him. He'd been trying to persuade me we should be honest.
Honest man was Tom.
Ron wasn't dishonest. He was weak. He was frightened what would happen to us if the strike broke. He couldn't bear to see his child going without. He'd lost his faith, Andy. Only I didn't realise. That night, I decided to do as Tom had said. So I went to the village hall. And I saw Ron with Briley.
So they were planning to steal the cash together, were they?
Only by the time I got there, Briley was holding a gun to Ron's head. He was going to take the money and shoot him. He said their little partnership had come to an end. I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
You can either give me the money, or I'm going to take it.
What are you doing? Have you gone mad?
What does it look like?
As I came in, he turned round. Briley. As he dropped the gun, it went off. Ron threw himself at him, knocked him over. Ron picked it up. I thought he was going to shoot it. But he didn't. He smashed Briley's head with it.
Why didn't you call us, Sheila?
Couldn't. Would have all come out, wouldn't it? Ron betrayed us all. And he killed a copper. He thought he was the only one knew Briley was bent. He was afraid you'd find out and guess everything. Unless we could make it look like Briley had disappeared and taken the cash all on his own.
So you took Briley to the mines?
We hid his car up there until we'd been back and cleared up and told our story to the village hall. Later on, I drove it away to the coast and dumped it.
And what about the money?
We buried it at first. We couldn't throw it away. Not that amount. We were never going to spend it. I started working at the trust after the strike broke. It seemed the right thing to do. I thought I could make it right, and it... But all those lies, the burden of living with what we'd done, it poisoned our lives forever.
Sir, Still no sign of the boss? I'll find him.
I've got a nasty feeling you're going to tell me we shouldn't see each other anymore.
It's probably best.
Who for?
Andy, you're a good man. You're honest and kind and a lot of fun. And it's been really special for me.
For me too.
But after everything that's happened...
So I'm condemned. Public enemy number one. As you said first off, Susan, I'm a policeman. It's my job. Then as now.
I know, and it's wrong, but I live with these people, Andy.
I see.
I have to keep their trust.
Which means kicking me out.
I'd have to choose one or the other. I've built my life here, Andy. It just wouldn't work out.
No, I suppose not.
I'm really sorry.
Nowhere near as sorry as me.
No hard feelings, eh?
Feelings of me have an understanding. They try to bother me. I don't let them. You're wrong, you know, Peter. At least about me. That RCS team was about as straight as an aspen in a lav. And Browley was the worst of all of them. He had skullduggery in his genes, that one.
And you?
Me? I was the hero. I was the whistleblower. Surprised you, does it? Me, the supergrass.
Are you serious?
A couple of weeks after Browley was put in at Thurksby, I got called in to see a bloke called Wheeler, head of the RCS. He told me they had an officer in undercover. They had reason to believe he was bent, along with half his team. I was given the job of collecting the intelligence to prove it, whether I wanted it or not. I became Browley's bent handler. I let him know I wasn't averse to the odd bit of payback. He talked, I listened, fed it back. Then out of the blue he disappeared, with the fund. I was all they had left to make a case against his team. It took 6 months of interviews, statements, debriefings.
Sorry, Andy.
You never thought I'd gone over to the dark side, surely?
I don't know, I thought maybe you'd done what others might have done. Lost your way.
My compass took a bit of a knock, I grant you. But it was a dirty job.
Why don't you just say?
Spying on your own. Never sat easy with me. Not to this day. Do us a favour. Spell it out for the other two, will you? I've had enough of truth and consequences for the time being.